the April 15th is your season?
Not,
or people
not,
think?
People think it is January 1, but actually, what's new this year, and that's new this year, actually we usually start tax preparation. The IRS always gives us a date that they will start accepting returns electronically. Usually that's around the 14th or the 15th of January. This year, I don't know if it had to do with that fiscal cliff. They're saying it has to do with the fiscal cliff, but they changed that date to January 22nd. Now they've changed it to January 30th. So I cannot send a return into the Internal Revenue for filing yet until January 30th, probably 4 p.m. They'll give us a time that we can actually transmit, and that will be the first transmission. What I can do is, if a person has their W-2 and all their information, I can go ahead and prepare the return, enter it into my software, and on January 30th, I'll have returns that I can just push a button and they'll go. But until the date and the time that they say we can push that button and they'll be sent, they cannot go. And this year is the latest in the 30 years that I've been preparing tax returns that is going to be January 30th.
How does that affect the consumer?
What it affects is most people are looking for this time of year and looking for a refund, extra money. And so normally in years past, we even had what's called rapid refund, right, where I could prepare your taxes on the 16th of January and your check might be here on the 17th of January. Last year, the IRS took that away. They were tired of banks making, and these, to get that money in 24 hours came with fees that banks were charging people to get that money so fast. I think the IRS was so tired of these banks making money off of people, you know, these fees that they charge to get their money in 24 hours. And what happened is you would get your money from a bank institution that I was associated with in 24 hours, but in all actuality, your refund never came from the IRS for 10 days. And so what happened is the bank that gave you the money early would intercept that, it would be set up where they would intercept that refund and just pretty much pay off your loan. So you never really dealt with the bank. You got your money in 24 hours, but it didn't come from the IRS for about 10 or 14 days. And if you had just waited 10 or 14 days, you wouldn't have had to pay all the extra fees and could have got all your money. But if some people want it fast, and so they've stopped that. No more 24-hour money do we get to offer to our clients.
What do you mean, the IRS stopped that?
Well, they stopped the banks from offering that to clients because I think the IRS was tired of banks. They made billions of dollars on tax.
Well, they were looking at the fact that the people wanted the money early and they were willing to pay a percentage.
Right, correct.
For that early.
Yes.
So they were basically loaning them the money.
Yes.
So when the money did come, actually, when you as a preparer prepared their statement to go to the IRS and they were going to receive a certain amount of money, in order to get it immediately,
yes,
they could go to the bank.
Yes.
And the bank, it's almost like a line of credit we're going to give you.
Definitely, it was a loan. It was a loan from the bank.
But it cost you something.
Yeah, just like you pay interest on a loan that you get now.
So the amount of money that you were going to get, you weren't really going to get all of it.
No.
But the assumption is that I got $2,000 coming back, and I can go get it tomorrow.
Right.
But it's going to cost me.
And you may only take home $1,700 because the fees would be that high from the bank. And so they made really good money. Banks did offer people who wanted their money fast. And so the IRS stopped that because it actually was a system that the IRS had set up where banks could just electronically tap into this system. And what it was a list of people that owe the IRS. People may owe for student loans, back taxes, child support. Those are the three biggest things. So if your Social Security number ended up on this list with the IRS that you owe them money, then the banks could tap into that list electronically, like really quick. And if you were on that list, well, of course, they weren't going to give you the loan because they knew your money refund was going to be taken. So why would they give you the loan? Because you wouldn't be able to pay the loan off.
Right.
Only if your Social Security was not on that list, 9 times out of 10, they would give you the loan because they knew you would get your full refund, and that refund could pay off the loan, and you never ever dealt with the bank. It was just a in between between the tax preparer and the bank and the IRS. And so the bank would intercept your refund, pay the loan off, and everything was good. Okay. So they kind of pulled that list, pulled it so the banks couldn't see it anymore. So now the banks don't know who owes the IRS or who don't. So they're not going to take a chance giving you money, and they got to come after you. They didn't have to come after you before. They pretty much guaranteed that your refund was going to pay the loan off, and they never had to deal with you. So that was a chance they're not going to take anymore. So that's why the 24 hours is not out there anymore. Another thing that's new this year, we're not even starting until January 30th. Normally, I could tell a person, because it was a schedule that the IRS had. If you filed by January 20th, I could pretty much tell you, you're not going to get your money this week, but next Friday on the 27th, your money's going to be in your bank. It was a schedule that if you filed by a certain date, and the IRS had this schedule, it's called the refund cycle schedule. They took that away this year. So now I cannot tell a person exactly when you're going to get your refund. I can tell you about 20 days. And maybe when refunds start coming in and they come in a certain pattern, I might be able to tell more people a better estimate of when your refund will come. But they took the cycle chart away, so we have no idea. I cannot tell you, and I could be exact before on exactly what day your money would drop into the bank. Not this year. So they're telling us 21 days, something like that, you should see a refund. But I cannot tell you exactly. So that's kind of going to hurt the tax payer this year, because a lot of times people have their money by mid-January. Now you're probably looking at mid-February before you're even going to get a refund.
And the later you file,
the later you'll get your refund, right? And
or you have to owe.
Right. Yeah. Another thing they're going to be looking at is, and a lot of people know what this is. It's called Earned Income Credit. It's a credit that a lot of taxpayers get for just working. It was kind of designed for lower income people making just lower income. It's under a certain amount of money. People making large as money, 40, 50,000, they don't even qualify for this credit. But you could have never paid one federal dime into the IRS and actually got a refund of $3,000 or $4,000 with this credit. And what it is, because you have children and you fall into a certain income bracket, you'll get this credit. The closer a person makes between $12,000 and $16,000, those people within that range usually get the maximum amount of this credit. Once you make more than 16, you will get some of the credit, and you have dependent children. It always comes with dependent children. It goes down, 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 and then a person making 40,000, they kind of fall off the chart. They don't qualify. Or the other way, if you make under 12,000, that credit goes down, down, and a person made $2,000 all year won't get as much as the person making 12. It was just designed for the lower income person to kind of give them a boost at the end of the year. There's been a lot of fraud with earned income credit. People give their children to other people so that they can get this credit, and Internal Revenue has lost billions of dollars in fraudulent returns with this credit. So this is something that's going to be really, really looked at with a microscope this year, and the preparers are mandated to get certain information to prove that a person should even get this credit. I'm Juanita Wilson, owner of Affordable Tax and Bookkeeping. You know, it's tax season time, and I love working with individuals and businesses in preparing their tax return. Give me a call at 402-453-4077, and let's see how much money we can get back for you.